Story 1: The Little Hero. Sarah was a shy girl who loved reading superhero comics. She dreamed of being brave and strong like the heroes in her books, but often felt too small and insignificant. One day, something happened that changed everything. Sarah was walking home from school when she saw a group of older kids bullying a younger boy, Timmy. They were taking his lunch money and pushing him around. Sarah felt scared, but knew she had to do something. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward and shouted, "Leave him alone." The bullies turned to look at her, surprised. Sarah's heart was pounding, but she stood her ground. She told them that what they were doing was wrong and that they should be ashamed of themselves. The bullies laughed at first, but then they saw the determination in Sarah's eyes. They backed off, muttering under their breath, and walked away. Sarah ran to Timmy, who was crying, and helped him up. "Are you okay?" she asked. Timmy nodded, wiping his tears. He thanked Sarah and hugged her. She walked him home, making sure he was safe. The next day at school, word had spread about Sarah's bravery. Her classmates looked at her with new respect, and even the teachers praised her. Timmy's parents called Sarah's parents to thank them, saying that Sarah had made a big difference. Sarah felt proud and happy. She realized that being a hero didn't mean having superpowers. It meant standing up for what was right and helping others, even when you were scared. She discovered a new confidence in herself and continued to help those in need. From that day on, Sarah was known as the Little Hero. She inspired her classmates to stand up against bullying and to be kind to one another. She became a real-life hero, just like the ones in her comics, proving that anyone could make a difference, no matter how small. Her story showed that bravery comes in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes, the most ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Sarah's act of courage changed her life and the lives of those around her, making her a true hero in everyone's eyes. Story 2: The Magic Pencil. Lucy loved to draw. She spent hours sketching animals, landscapes, and her favorite cartoon characters. One day, while shopping at a flea market with her parents, she found an old wooden pencil in a dusty box. It looked ordinary, but something about it caught her eye. She bought the pencil for a few cents and took it home. That evening, she started drawing with it and noticed something incredible. As she drew a cat, the cat came to life on the paper, moving and meowing. Lucy was amazed and a little scared. She quickly realized that the pencil was magical. Whatever she drew came to life. She experimented with different drawings, a butterfly, the tree, and even a small house. Each one moved and acted as if it were real. Lucy kept the magic pencil a secret, worried that someone might take it away. She spent every free moment creating wonderful drawings, bringing her imagination to life. She drew a garden full of colorful flowers and butterflies that fluttered around her room. One day, Lucy's younger brother, Timmy, found her drawing a dinosaur. He watched in awe as the dinosaur roared and stomped on the paper. Timmy promised not to tell anyone and asked if he could try drawing with the pencil. Lucy hesitated, but then agreed. Timmy drew a rocket ship, and they watched as it took off and flew around the room. They laughed and had fun, knowing they had discovered something truly special. However, they soon realized the magic pencil could cause problems. Timmy accidentally drew a dragon that breathed fire, and they had to quickly erase it before it caused any damage. They learned to be careful with what they drew. One day, their town faced a severe drought. The plants were wilting, and the river had dried up. Lucy and Timmy decided to use the magic pencil to help. They drew rain clouds and watched as they filled the sky and brought much-needed rain. The townspeople were overjoyed and grateful, but no one knew how the miracle happened. Lucy and Timmy smiled, knowing they had done something good with their secret. Over time, they used the magic pencil to help in small ways, always careful to keep its power a secret. They knew they had a special gift and used it wisely, creating a world of wonder with every stroke. Story 3: A Surprise Birthday Party. Tom's 12th birthday was coming up, and his friends wanted to throw him a surprise party. They knew he loved mysteries and adventure, so they decided to make the party a scavenger hunt. Tom's best friend, Jake, took charge of the planning. He gathered their friends and brainstormed ideas. They came up with a series of clues that would lead Tom to different locations around town, with each clue bringing him closer to the final destination, the party venue. On the day of Tom's birthday, Jake gave him the first clue during lunch at school. Tom was intrigued and excitedly followed the clues, which took him to the park, the library, and his favorite ice cream shop. At each stop, one of his friends was waiting for the next clue. As Tom solved each clue, he grew more curious about what was at the end of the hunt. The final clue led him to the community center, where he found a dark room with a sign that said, "Welcome to the adventure." When Tom opened the door, the lights came on, and all his friends shouted, "Surprise!" The room was decorated with balloons, streamers, and a big banner that read, "Happy Birthday, Tom." Tom was overwhelmed with joy and couldn't believe his friends had gone to such lengths for his birthday. The party was amazing. There were games, a delicious cake, and even a magician who performed tricks. Tom and his friends laughed and celebrated, creating memories they would cherish forever. Tom thanked his friends for the best birthday ever. He was especially grateful to Jake for organizing the scavenger hunt. He realized how lucky he was to have such thoughtful and caring friends. The surprise birthday party became the talk of the school, and everyone agreed it was the most creative and fun party they had ever attended. Tom felt special and loved, knowing his friends had gone out of their way to make his day unforgettable. Story 4: The Haunted House Adventure. Max and his friends loved a good adventure. One summer, they heard rumors about an old abandoned house at the edge of town. People said it was haunted, but Max and his friends were skeptical and decided to investigate. One evening, as the sun was setting, they gathered their flashlights and set off towards the house. The closer they got, the more eerie it felt. The house was old and decrepit, with broken windows and overgrown weeds. Despite their nerves, they pushed open the creaky front door and stepped inside. The air was musty, and the floorboards creaked under their feet. They explored the rooms, finding old furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. As they ventured deeper into the house, strange things started happening. Doors slammed shut on their own, and they heard footsteps and whispers. Max and his friends tried to stay calm, reminding each other that it was probably just the wind and their imaginations. In the attic, they found an old diary. It belonged to a girl who had lived there over 100 years ago. The diary told the story of how the family had mysteriously disappeared, leaving the house abandoned. The last entry mentioned a hidden room where the girl kept her most treasured possessions. Intrigued, they searched the attic and found a loose floorboard. Underneath, there was a small box containing old photographs, a locket, and a letter. The letter explained that the girl's family had to leave suddenly because of a threat to their safety, but they planned to return one day. As they read the letter, they heard a faint voice saying, "Thank you." Startled, they looked around but saw no one. They decided it was time to leave. On their way out, they felt a sense of peace, as if the house was no longer haunted. Back at home, they researched the family and discovered that they had indeed faced dangers and had to flee, but their descendants were still living. They contacted the descendants and shared what they had found. The family was grateful, and they decided to restore the old house. Max and his friends learned that sometimes, what seems scary at first can turn out to be an amazing adventure. They had solved a mystery and helped a family reconnect with their past. It was an experience they would never forget.